My name is Donald O'Connor, and I've got a secret.
I've Got a Secret, brought to you tonight by Bristol Myers, makers of Bufferin, the modern drug that brings relief from headache pain, protects against stomach discomfort. Bristol Myers brings you America's #1 panel show, I've Got a Secret, starring Gary Moore.
Thanks ever so much. Good evening. Welcome to yet another edition of I've Got a Secret. Ours is rather a crowded little show this evening with much to talk about, so I suggest that we get right down to business and meet our panel. First, sitting in again for vacationing Bill Cullen is a great favorite of ours, Mr. Johnny Carson. Johnny, nice to have you back.
Thank you, Gary.
And next, Betsy Palmer, and Henry Morgan, and Miss Bess Myers. And that's you don't waste enough of that, do you? Oh, apparently all ready to play the game? Yes. Oh, righty, then let's have our first contestant. Will you come in? Now, let's first of all find out who these gentlemen are and where they hail from, and we'll start with you, sir, please.
I'm Wayne Coons from Lyons, Kansas.
This is Wayne Coons of Lyons, Kansas. And your name, sir?
George Cox from Eustis, Florida.
Fine. Now we know it's Mr. Coons on my right, Mr. Cox on my left. Now, gentlemen, if you'll whisper your secret to me, we'll show it at the same time to our audience at home. Now, to help you classify the secret, the clue concerns something these gentlemen did, and Bess, dear, we'll start with you.
All right, I'll start with Wayne. Wayne, this thing that you did, was there any other person mentioned in this secret besides George and yourself?
Not directly, no.
As the secret, Wayne, as the secret was flashed on the screen, there was the name of another person.
I see.
So we have to give you a yes there.
Anybody here tonight?
No.
No. You did this together?
Yes.
In the same place? At the same time?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Does it have anything to do with the service, any branch of the service?
Well,
Yes, it
Yes,
does.
it does?
yes. Mm-hmm.
Specifically the Air Corps? Air Force?
No.
No.
$20 down, $60 to go. They do look like flyers. I think so, don't they? And so we go to Johnny Carson.
But the Air Force is out.
Yes, sir.
What does it have to do with the Navy?
No.
The Army.
No.
You're making enemies faster than you know.
Sure are.
How about the Brownie Scouts? Well, I assume it's the Marines. Are you gentlemen both Marines?
Yes, we
Yes,
are.
we are.
Does this have something to do with a recent shot into space?
Yes, it does.
Aha.
Good, good.
Were you two fellas involved in any way with the actual participation of this flight?
Yeah, I think we did. Well, not the actual flight itself, no.
Were you on the scene?
Pardon?
Were you on the scene, either at takeoff or landing?
Were you on the scene at either takeoff or landing?
Yes.
I think we'd have to say yes to that. $40 down, 40 to go.
Say
We go,
yes to
please, to
that, but
Betsy.
that was two questions that you said yes to. I mean, he said, were you either present at the takeoff or the landing? And the gentleman said yes.
They were
And
one
I don't know
place or
whether
another.
it's one or the other, and I have to find... Well, I do think it probably was out in the ocean where you picked up the gentleman.
That's right.
Is that it? You were the...
You've got it.
Picked up the gentleman.
These two gentlemen, Lieutenant Wayne Coons and Lieutenant George Fox, are the Marine helicopter pilots who last Friday picked up the Mercury capsule and its most precious cargo, astronaut Alan Shepard.
Take a look at this. Let's play. This is too hip for you. I'll slow it down. Survey said 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700 more. Hold it. Let's play.
How do you spell super password?
S-U-P-E-R-P-A-S-S-W-O-R-D. S-U-P-E-R-P-A-S-S-U-P-E-R-P-A-S-U. Wrong. Wait a minute.
Okay, one more time.
S-U-P-E-R-P-A-S-S-W-O-R-D.
You sure you guys are through now?
Super password, WEEKNIGHTS at 6 on BUZZR.
Ladies and gentlemen, I can only truthfully say that we're very honored to have you with us this evening. From the countdown to the very moment when you picked up Commander Shepard, I think were the longest, the tensest, the most exciting minutes that I have ever spent in my life. And I want to congratulate you for successfully carrying out what must have been a very nerve-wracking and difficult mission indeed. And Lieutenant Coons, we all know that the astronauts, they're the fellows on the other team, aren't they? Anyhow, the astronauts trained for 2 years for what happened last Friday. How much training did you have?
We've worked on the project for 2 years. Actually, I'd say the training was about a year prior to this shot.
So actually, as soon as they started Project Mercury, the idea of how to launch a man, they also started the project of how to successfully retrieve him.
That's right, yes.
Well, Lieutenant Coons actually is project officer. He has worked on techniques of development and procedures for spacecraft recovery by helicopter. And he told me earlier tonight that when this project was first started, the recovery of a space capsule by a helicopter from the open ocean was considered by some to be an utterly impossible task. So you really had to develop a whole new technique with helicopters for this new mission, didn't you?
Yes, we did a lot of work with special equipment, and we've done a lot of special training with pilots and worked this thing out so that it can be done.
They literally took part in hundreds of practice missions, and last Friday was his 5th actual pickup of the capsule,
right.
was it?
Sure.
And Lieutenant Cox was your 3rd, is that right?
Yes, that's right.
And I understand that Commander Shepard was the 2nd space traveler that you have picked up, correct?
Yes, he was. I picked up Ham, the space monkey, before.
Oh, you did? Now, you were also the first person actually to see Commander Shepard after his return from space, were you not?
Yes, I was. I was in the belly of the aircraft, operated the hoist. It took him from the capsule up to the cabin of the helicopter.
Well, I'm sure everyone wonders how he reacted at that moment.
Well, he looked like the same Commander Shepard I'd known before and worked with, except a little happier than before.
I imagine, yes, Henry.
Jerry, I would like to ask Lieutenant Coons, or either one, did you do, as the helicopter commander, did you do your own finding of the capsule, or did some other equipment or service used in the actual placement of where it landed?
In this particular case, we were waiting right where he landed. Usually, we find that we have to be taken to the impact site by radar-equipped aircraft. They steer us out and then steer us back to the ship.
Mm-hmm. Well, were you ever in radio contact with the capsule while it was in space?
Yes, we could hear Commander Shepard's transmissions from about the time he reached 85,000 feet. That's when he came within range of our receiver.
Mm-hmm.
And then we actually were talking with him after he had struck the water and was waiting to be picked up.
Well, now, how long did it take you to actually reach the capsule from the time it hit the water?
Well, we were right on the spot. We were waiting for it to hit. We were circling the parachute as it came down. And within 2 minutes of the time it hit the water, we had the commander out of his capsule and in our aircraft.
Within 2 minutes. Yes, John,
I was going to ask, what was the first thing that he said? I don't know whether the papers printed that.
Well, you were the first one to see him, and what did he say?
Well, when we first got in there, he shook hands with me and gave me a big grin, and we went about picking up the capsule. And
Couldn't speak, could he?
I pointed him toward his seat to sit down, strapped in for the ride back to the carrier, and he looked outside and said, "What a beautiful day."
That's the understatement of the year, isn't it?
Well, you weren't allowed to question him, were you, or speak to him? Didn't the doctors want you to?
We were instructed not to direct our conversation to him, but if he spoke to us, we could answer him and talk to him if he started it.
And weren't you asked also to try to remember very clearly what his reaction was and how he seemed to be, in case anybody want to ask you, any of the medical authorities later on?
Yes, we were little spies, so to speak.
Yeah.
We were watching him.
Well, as everyone who watched television that day, and I suppose it was everybody in the country, knows, the news film camera broke down, and the official film of the helicopter picking up the capsule was unfortunately ruined. Tonight, though, we do have that historic moment on film, thanks to Lieutenant Cox, who loaned his own 8mm camera to the co-pilot of one of the other helicopters. and he photographed the pickup. And with it, that is with Lieutenant Cox's permission, we're showing it tonight for the first time. Now, the film is not the best quality. It's 8 millimeter transferred to a larger millimeter, and it's larger millimeter. It's a little jerky, but it is the real thing. So will you roll the film, Frank, and panel you can watch on the monitor.
Right here, we have just hooked on to the capsule and started pulling it up to steady it upright in the water. We told Commander Shepard we were ready for him to come out and recover him, and he asked us to raise the capsule a little bit higher. Right here, the side hatch on the capsule was blown off. Commander Shepard pushed it out, started disconnecting and turning off things inside the capsule. And just a moment, he in the hoist.
Looks like a nice smooth sea.
It was fairly calm that day.
No.
There, Commander Shepard is now in the sling coming up to the belly of the helicopter. He's just about to the doorway now. He was giving me a big grin all the way up and a thumbs up.
That's it. Well, there you go. Well, gentlemen, I cannot thank you enough for being here tonight and sharing this truly momentous experience with us. We're proud of you and certainly everyone else who contributed to getting our first man into space. It's been a great joy. Lieutenant Coons? Boy, what a piece of 8 millimeter film to have for your little old home collection, huh? Mm-hmm. Something I just happened to take one day when they were shooting the first man into space for America. Well, let's get down to business for a moment. You know, you could always tell when an old-time American Indian had a headache because he would take deer horns and he'd put them on top of his head, hoping that they somehow would relieve the pain. But today, of course, you don't have to go deer hunting if you want headache relief. All you have to do is simply take Bufferin. You see, Bufferin is designed for the kind of headache that is most frequent today, which is the tension headache. That's the headache you feel on those bad days when everything seems to go wrong. And along with your headache, tension can cause tight nerves and an upset stomach, too. Well, Bufferin not only relieves the headache, it also helps relax the tight nerves and the upset stomach. That's the kind of relief today's tension headache needs, and that's just what Bufferin delivers. Now, here's another important thing that you want to remember, too. You know, doctors know all about headache remedies, naturally, and they recommend Bufferin by name more often than any other leading brand of pain reliever. So next time stress and strain cause headache pain, take my advice and take Bufferin.
Can you imagine TV without the deal of the day? The winning match. Easy as.
Hi.
Or the family huddle.
Come on, honey.
Well, maybe you can imagine it, but why would you want to?
He's holding my hand.
Now, don't do that.
Primetime Buzz. TV just wouldn't be the same without it. Weeknights starting at 8, only on BUZZR. Let's play.
It seems an odd point in the program panel to ask you to leave the premises, but it's highly necessary, I'm afraid. You'll find the soundproof room waiting for you. We'll call you back as swiftly as possible. And as they make their way, it is time for us to meet our special guest for tonight, one of Hollywood's most versatile performers, actor, singer, dancer, and star of the new movie, The Wonders of Aladdin. Here is Donald O'Connor. Nice to see you, and my goodness, you have been working hard since you arrived in New York, haven't you?
Yeah, I've been in a little room, little studio, I should say, every day looking at myself on the screen and dubbing this picture The Wonders of Aladdin.
And what you do is you dub your voice into a motion picture. That's always sounded like a hard job to me, matching the dialogue to your own lip movements on the screen.
Well, it's easy if you have the script in front of you, but it's if I had to match the dialogue from memory, it'd be pretty difficult.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if anybody at all, can remember the things they say a few minutes after they've said them. For example, now take our panel. Each of them is going to be back here asking you a series of questions when they come back, right?
Right.
All right. Do you think that once the game is over, they will be able to remember the questions they asked you?
Well, it'd be a pretty dirty trick to ask them to try.
Well, that's the kind of show this is. Let's do it, huh?
Yeah.
All right. Your secret then will be that you're going to test the panel to see if they can remember the questions they asked during the game. I've always wanted to find out if they're paying attention to what they're saying while they're out here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, how are we going to test them?
Well, it's quite simple. We make a videotape of the game. Now, when they have completed their questioning and the game is over, we'll play back the tape, but without sound. All they have to do is watch themselves on a monitor and repeat exactly what they said 2 or 3 minutes earlier. Okay?
All right, but in that case, we better speak very, very clearly.
Both of us, yes, because we'll have to repeat what we said, too.
That's right.
So let's get the panel back, by the way, will you? Get the panel back. How long have you been back in the country?
I've been back now for about 6 weeks. We filmed over in Italy and in Tunisia.
Tunisia?
Is the panel coming back, or is the bar out there? We're out.
No, the panel is coming back. Panel, you all know Donald O'Connor.
Hello. Hello.
Now, if you're all set to go, I'll tell you the clue to Donald O'Connor's secret concerns something that's going to happen.
There's a receiver backstage that we can see.
Well, that doesn't make any difference because there's no secret going to be flashed on there.
Oh.
You can watch
Let me just warn you that something's going to happen. Let me warn you to try to remember every question that you ask and also any side comments you might make. And above all, you must enunciate clearly, slowly, and distinctly. Speak at no faster a pace than that. And with those instructions, we will now start with Miss Betsy Palmer.
Thank you, Noel.
Mr. O'Connor, is this something that is going to happen this evening?
Yes, ma'am.
Are we going to be involved in it?
Definitely.
$20 down and $60 to go. Monsieur Henry Morgan.
This thing, which is about to happen, will it be of interest?
Would you repeat that?
No.
$40 down, $40 to go. We must, however, give him an answer. I would say that it is of interest.
Yes.
Miss Bess Meyer.
Son. Done. No. Is what we are saying, being translated into perhaps another language?
No, honey.
Okay, baby. Slowly. Okay, baby. No. Is there... what? Is this being recorded?
Yes.
$60 down and $20 to go. And we go to Mr. John Carson.
I wouldn't say a word if I were you.
Donald, have you been drinking?
Where else can I go?
You are the one that left the room, dear.
This is being recorded. True.
Yes.
Are we going to hear it back?
Yes.
Slight technicality. I advised you to say yes. Actually, they're not going to hear it back.
I beg your pardon.
You're going to see it back. You see, we worked out a little memory test for you. But only to scare you. This shouldn't be difficult. All you have to do is recall all the questions you asked and whatever you said in the way of by comment during the past few minutes. Now, do you think you can remember everything you said and asked?
I think
Well, we're going
so.
to make it easy for you because we made a videotape of the game. And we'll play it back for you without sound. You can then watch yourselves, and all you have to do is match your own lip movements on the screen by repeating live exactly what you said a few moments ago. And we can all watch ourselves on the large monitor screen. As soon as you see yourself talking on the screen, start repeating your questions and anything else you said. Your microphones will be open, and so will ours.
Take a look at this beautiful convertible. A brand new car. Brand new car. A brand new automobile. Take a look at his and hers automobile. Another car on the show tonight.
Vintage reelin' and dealin' never goes out of style.
That's yours. That car. Yours.
Let's make a deal. Weeknights at 8 on BUZZR. Let's play.
What do we have back there for Donna? A beautiful living room set. It's a beautiful, elegant dining room set.
Beautiful modern furniture.
What do we have behind that curtain?
A new dining room set.
Beautiful patio furniture. Open up the curtain and show her what's back there. You have a beautiful living room set.
Let's make a deal. Furnishing the fun. Weeknights at 8 on BUZZR. Let's play.
Now, Frank, roll the tape, please. This tape should start at the point where I gave you the clue to Donald's secret. And I'll try to recall what I said. If you're all set to go, I'll tell you the clue. No, if you're all set to go, I'll give you the clue to Donald O'Connor's secret. Concerns something that's going to happen, but let me warn you to try to remember every question you ask and any side comments you might make. But you must enunciate.
Yes.
Speak clearly. And slowly, at just that speed. And we'll start with Betsy Palmer.
Oh, you look pretty.
Mr. O'Connor, is this something that's going to happen? Is this this evening?
Yes.
Are we going to...
That's $20 down, $60 to go. We go, please, to Henry Morgan.
Mr. O'Connor,
This thing.
is this... Get your head out of the way. Is this... I'm looking over here. Is this a bee of interest?
Would you mind repeating that?
No.
$40 down and $40 to go. No. We had to give him an answer. The answer is yes. And now we go to Bess Meyer, son.
Is this,
Get with it, kid.
I don't know what she's saying.
That's you.
Going to be, what? No, I need a haircut. In another language? No? Yes? Well, oh, that's you. Okay, baby. It's those new teeth. Is this being, I keep repeating myself, recorded?
Yes.
I don't think that's what I asked. Yes?
We now have $60 down and $20 to go. And we go to Mr. John Carson.
Don.
You haven't said it yet.
Have you
Say
been
it.
drinking?
Dear John, you're the one that left the room.
I don't know what I'm talking about.
The tape is over, and here we are back live. It's tougher than you think, isn't it? Even though I warned you to remember what you were saying, and I did a worse job than any of you. Donald, I think through the practice that you've had here in the last few days dubbing your own film, you're the undisputed champ this evening. Thanks ever so much,
Thank you,
Donald.
Gary. Nice seeing you.
How often have you wondered, does she or doesn't she, when you've admired some gal's beautiful hair?
Such fun to be young. Fun to be grown up, too, especially if you know how to stay young gracefully. Her family adores her sunny appearance. The lively tone of her hair. Does she or doesn't she? Miss Clairol hair color looks so natural, only her hairdresser knows for sure. Yet just a few months ago, she made an important discovery while shopping for a new dress. Somehow, all the colors looked wrong. And suddenly she realized that her hair, which had always been her pride and glory, looked faded, dull. Yes, old. Now she uses Miss Clairol, and her hair color is young again. Fresh, sparkling, prettier than ever. Her hair in beautiful condition. And Miss Clairol really covers gray. So why grow old gracefully when you can stay young gracefully? Try Miss Clairol. You'll love it.
Up next, Richard Dawson and more families face off, face to face, as each tries to save face on a double play of Family Feud. Next, only on BUZZR.
And now we come to a sad but auspicious moment. You know, 2 weeks ago, we gave Henry Morgan a horse in order to find out how good a horse trader he would be, and over 100,000 postcards were received. And Henry finally made his decision in favor of progress. He decided to take one of the many automobiles that were offered him. Henry based his decision on the description of the cars on the postcards. So now if the curtains will open, Henry will show you the car you picked. Henry, this is Mr. Dan Schroeder.
Hello.
And this is Mr. Randall Clark. They are the co-owners of this automobile. It's a 1925 Model T Ford. Beautiful. Now, they've delivered their part of the bargain. Let's let them see what they're going to get in return. Mr. Clark, want to move a little closer to me? Raise the curtains and bring on Henry's horse. In exchange for a 1925 Model T, you have won a 1949 Model horse. Well, who do you think got the best of the bargain?
I think that horse is awful old.
Well, it ain't a brand new car, you know, either.
Listen, none of us is too new, you know.
Henry, I've been asked by these gentlemen to show you some of the special features of this automobile. You will notice the tires, excellent condition.
Right there.
That is, there's one brand new tire, then there's one new used one. As for the other two, you may have to replace them, but there are 3 spares. What's the condition of the spares, Mr. Schroeder?
They'll go a lot further than that horse.
I don't doubt it.
You're the one that made the offer.
But Henry, take a look at the wheels. They're made of genuine wood. You have no rusting problem.
Oh, feel the horse.
But I'll tell you what you want to do. Let's leave the horse off, because I want you to get this thing started.
Right.
All right, now if you'll get in and handle the controls, you'll give Henry instructions on cranking.
It runs, does it?
Oh, yes.
In that position.
Notice, Henry.
Always hold your hand in that position.
There goes a broken arm right away.
Sure, or your jaw. Don't
This
get
is
your
the end of the whole
Gary,
thing.
Yeah?
Is it true that Henry has to take over the payments?
I hope
Now,
that
you're
you
not
have
kidding
the
now.
clutch in
He's
there
not kidding, no.
for the brake.
Yeah, you do what?
All right, did you see that?
Yeah, how many does it take?
About 3.
About 3. Oh, you open your hand flat.
No, don't. This way, Henry. Your thumb down there.
Your thumb on.
Well, I'm not very strong.
That's it.
Henry, how's your heart?
Yeah? You want to do another one?
Let's get the whole body into it.
About 3, huh?
So friends until next week at the same time. Be very kind to each other when you are fine.
Yes, fine. Come on, Henry.
With Myerson's gown by Cameo. Bristol Myers also brings you Candid Camera. Consult your local listing for time and day. I've Got a Secret has been brought to you by Bristol Myers, makers of Bufflin for relief from head pain, and by Miss Clairol. Hair color so natural only your hairdresser knows for sure. This is John Cannon speaking.